So after that, you put the odun down, you do the incantations that may, it's not easy. You don't just put Yerosun down and do it. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of things that have to get done. You make a little bit of omiero, whatever Ifa prescribes, and you wash the person's ori. Now, some oris are greater than other oris. My ori has been fed an animal that I will not say because it is a secret between me and my aluo. And my ori is very strong, very strong, um, very, 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 very strong. And it just varies so much. This tradition is not like anything else, like Wicca and stuff like that. It's so much more secretos. Right now, I'm working on building an eshu for my Osain because I want my eshu to work with. I want my Osain to have an eshu. That way, when I do, I work a lot with Osain for Omiero, for baños, for giving people baths, everything. It's very, very important that, Osain gets worked. And in the old dunes, even in Iworio Gunda, it says the person is prohibited Palo Mayombe but can receive Osain Fundamento because they put Osain Fundamento in the category of a Palo Prenda because it is so fierce. Now, a Palo Prenda is built in different houses. They build them in different ways, but it's not much different in Ifa except we add ache de Ifa, so we have a little bit more seasoning into it. But it doesn't mean that, oh, I'm doing this and I'm gonna be narrow-minded. In my house we have Baron Samedi. Baron Samedi is a voodoo Loa, and Baron Samedi is very, very powerful. So it's about acquiring lots of knowledge. That way, you know how to work with different loas, different energies, different orishas. It's so much more. But people out there will say, oh, this, like earlier, I got a comment on my Osain Fulaso, and the guy said that it was shit. And I told him, I replied to him, I said, well, how many years in Ifa have you had? And he said he's not a Babalao. And I say, wow, and you're telling me, you're lecturing me, and you're not even a Babalao. Who's really the shit? But anyway, it's so much more. And with the Opuele, like I said, the Oduns, everything is born in the Oduns. Ochun, in traditionally Fa Ogun, is the keeper of the banks in heaven. So traditionally, if I wanted to do something with Owo, money, I would do it with Ogun. Now in Lukumi, I would do it with Ochun because Ochun is the one who brings money to Orula. It just varies, but it's whatever Ifa calls for. Now, if I'm with the Opuele, okay, and I ask Ifa, is it gonna be Ogun or do I work it with Ogun? Otura Ogbe? Ogun Dadi? Yes, I'll work it with Ogun. So it's whatever Ifa tells you. Yeah, you can have books and from Miguel Febles that says how to do this obra and this and that, no, 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 no. But they were guided by their ekules, and Ifa guided them, and they have a completely different astral, a completely different energy than you are. So don't be afraid to step out of the boundaries and throw the caracoles and say, Ifa, can I use coconut in this ebo? Yes? Okay. Uh, uh, Yemaya, can I use honey? No? Okay. Yemaya, can I use, let's say, cascaria? Yes? Okay. Yemaya, with these ingredients here, will it be ebofin eboda? Otan, will that be enough ingredients? No. Okay. Yemaya, do I need to maybe draw a odun down on the floor to bring your energy down? Yes. Okay. With this, will it be otan? Will it be complete? Yes. Okay. Just right there, you have a simple ebo, and it's sufficient. It works. Why? Because it came from the mouth of the orisha. You don't have to constantly be following these books and this and that and this and that. The main thing you need to memorize is your Odun in Ifa and the 16 Megis. That's it. Because, and as much knowledge as you can acquire, but I mean, as far as learning Ebo de Tablero, I don't do Ebo de Tablero. I do eboriru, traditional African ibo de tablero. You'll see the lukumis, they have a malanga leaf, a big leaf, and they have a tamal there, a tamale that represents the I could say oatmeal or whatever. But I do iboriru, traditional, and iboriru works very well because it's been done for 7,000 years. You know, Miguel Febles invented the Ebo de Tablero in Cuba a couple hundred years ago. So, you know, I do Iboriru. And that is what, like I said, if you're not getting results, why are you doing it? You need to figure out what is going on. You need to ponder, why am I not getting results? What's going on? Call me, talk to me. My number's 505 604 5250. Call me, tell me, Luo, this is the situation. What do I do? How do I get results? Results. And that's the main important thing. Boruboyan, Borubo Sheshe from Baba Ilegwa's channel.